Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ottavia and today I'm going to do something a little bit more different. First of all, yes, first time that I have makeup on in a video. I know, I'm going out later on, so I just wanted to doll up a little bit and I feel really pretty. And I actually tried something new for my foundation, so I'm really happy. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling myself today, which is great. But anyway, today I decided to do something, like I said, a little bit different, and I decided to basically go and do this challenge, which I found actually on Reddit. And it's from a group called r/fantasy, and every year in the 1st of April they're doing this fantasy bingo card, and I decided to do the one for this year. So it runs from the 1st of April until the 30th of March or 31st of March. Seen a few people basically only doing like the row, other people to actually clear the full board. And I decided to just challenge myself and to try and completed it. I want to complete this bingo card kind of thing. And there are some rules, and I'm gonna put it in the comments or like down below. So like if you want to participate, you can. You don't have to participate immediately from the 1st of April. You can even do it like in July and whatever. But the important thing is that you are going to add the books that you read from April until next year at the end of March. So everything that you read prior to April, it shouldn't be considered in there. And I'm gonna start from scratch exactly from April, and I'm really excited. It's gonna be a little bit different. It should be also something different to do. Like the main thing for this bingo card is basically to read books that maybe you haven't thought of reading. To be honest, I have lots of ones that I actually want to read that I've heard of, except one or maybe a few. But I still have two kind of spots that I'm not sure what book I'm gonna read for those prompts, let's say. So we will see. At the moment, we're just gonna leave him basically blank. But yes, as you can see, here are all the kind of prompts, and we're gonna start from the first row. So of course, for the bingo card, it's there's some rules, like I said, that I'm gonna link down below. And for each prompt, there's basically like the explanation. So we're gonna go through it one by one and see what kind of book I kind of wanted to basically read for that. And I have my trusty computer where basically I'll tell you everything because I don't remember anything of that. it's a long one. It's gonna be a long video. So grab a tea, coffee, snack, whatever, and I hope you enjoy it. First one is Knights and Paladins. So one of the protagonists must be or is a paladin or a knight, but there's also the hard mode for each and every prompt. And this one, it says the character has an oath or promise to keep. And I decided to read the second book in the Tristan and Isolde trilogy because one of the protagonists, which is basically Tristan, is actually a knight and he has an oath. And yeah, and I think it's also a part of the hard prompt. So I'm excited. Listen, I'm gonna complete this one because I know that I will. So next one is Hidden Gem. A book with under 1,000 ratings on Goodreads. New release and arcs from a popular author do not count. Follow the spirit of the square. Hard mode published more than 5 years ago. So I went to Goodreads and I clicked on the oldest that I haven't read and the lowest rating, and I found this romance book called Live Free and Love, and it's gonna be hard mode as well because it's been published more than 5 years ago. So I don't know what it is about. I'm just gonna read it and see. Next one is published in the 80s, so a book that has been first published anytime between 1980 and 1989, and a hard mode is written by an author of color. I'm not going to do the hard mode part because at the moment I couldn't find anything for me that I was interested in, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to read Weird Sisters by Terry Pratchett, which is a book that my boyfriend really wants me to read from the Terry Pratchett Discord world. And yeah, that's going to be the one that's going to be read from me. Next one is high fashion. Read a book where clothing, fashion, or fiber arts are important for the plot. This can be crafty main characters or a setting where fashion itself is explored. Hard mode, the main character makes clothes or fibers. And I found, because on Reddit you can kind of see recommendation of other people that might read it in there, and they kind of recommend Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, and this is also for the hard mode prompt. And I think it's this person that can, you know, sew clothes and do everything, and is a protagonist, so that's perfect. That's what I want. Next one is Down with the System. Down with the System is read a book in which a main plot revolves around disrupting a system, and hard mode, not a government or system. And I decided to go with Watch Me by Tara Maffey. It's a dystopian book. It's a first book in a series that is kind of connected to the Shatter Me series, and it's coming out in April. And why not? I mean, there's corruption, there's problem in the system, and this is a good book for this prompt. Now we're going to go to the second row across. The first one is Impossible Places. Read a book set in a location that will break physicists. The geometry, non-Euclidean, the volume begin on the inside, direction, merely a suggestion. Hard mode, at least 50% of the book takes place within the impossible place. So technically a world that is there but is not there. And I decided to go with An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson, because it's basically this university that is there but not there, and there's lots of things going on, and I think this is perfect for me. And I think it's also a hard mode as well. Anyway, if I look down here, because I have my computer, so if I go this way, it just, you know, I have it here. I could potentially have it maybe aside. Actually, 1 second. Oh my god, so much better. I could have done it before. There you go. I have here, and I can see it, and I talk to you. Oh my god. Okay. Next one is a book in parts. So read a book that is separated into large sections within the main text. This can include things like acts, parts, days, years, and so on, but has to be more than just a chapter breaks. Hard mode, the book has 4 or more parts. And I decided to go with A Play of Shadows by Sebastian de Castell, and it's also part of the hard mode as well, because technically it's written as in the play, so there's many parts. And yes, I am super happy. And my boyfriend actually read it and really enjoyed it, so like I can't wait. It's one of the books that my boyfriend wants me to read, so I put it in there. Next one is Gods and Pantheon. Read a book featuring divine beings. Hard mode, there are multiple pantheon involved. So of course I'm going to read Sunbringer by Hannah Kanna, and it's going to be also part of the hard mode as well, because the story, this is the second book in the trilogy, The Fallen Gods, I think it's called. And it's about gods, pantheon, and stuff like that, so that's a good one for me as well. The next one is Last in a Series. Read the final entry in a series. Hard mode, this series is 4 or more books long. It's not going to do the hard mode because I'm going to finish this trilogy hopefully in April, and it's The Book That Held the Heart by Mark Lawrence. This is the 3rd book in the library trilogy, and yeah, I can't wait. And last one is book club or read along book. And read a book that was or is officially a group read on the art/fantasy, so on Reddit. Every book added to a Goodreads shelves and stuff like that, or it can be like their own one. And the hard mode is like to read and participate in art/fantasy book club or reading during the bingo year. So I'm not really someone that I'll participate in read-alongs or book clubs, just because every single time I do it and there's someone that wants to basically talk about this book, a lot of the times the time that the people are doing to kind of talk about the book, I can never actually participate in it because of work, because of things like that. So yeah, that's so sad. So I decided to just basically, I looked around this kind of list where they have all the books that they want to read, and they have an MB in Viaje by Sabaa Tahir, and I haven't read this one before, and I want to, so I think that's would be good for me. So now we go to the 3rd row. So third, we'll start with parent protagonist. Read a book where a main character has a child to care for. The child does not have to be biologically related to the character. And hard mode, the child is also a major character in the story. And I decided to do a reread because I've never finished this trilogy or this series, and I really wanted to, and I loved it when I read it many years ago. And it's basically Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. And I remember that I enjoyed it so much, and I want to reread it. And this is going to be my only reread, because in this challenge you can only reread one book, and this is going to be the one, and I can't wait. Next one is Epistolari. If a book must prominently feature any of the following: diary or journal entries, letters, messages, newspaper clipping, transcripts. Hard mode, the book is told entirely in epistolary format. And I decided to go with Emily's Wild Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett, and it's a hard mode as well. And by the way, also the previous one, the Cornelia Funk, is hard mode as well. This one I found it in a recommendation. I have actually a book here, but I didn't know, so that was nice. Next one is published in 2025, a book published for the first time in 2025. No reprints, no new edition, and hard mode, it's also a debut novel, as it's in the author's first published novel. I'm not going to do the hard mode, but I'm going to read the Four Ruined Realms by Meg Corland, because it's the second book in the Five Broken Blades kind of trilogy that I don't remember now the name. I think it's called Broken Blades trilogy. Kind of came out in January or February of this year, so that's perfect, that counts. Next one is Author of Color. Read a book written by a person of color. And hard mode, read a horror novel by an author of color. And I decided to go with Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang, and I can't wait. I've heard so many good things about this book, and I can't wait. I know it's going to be really nice and gripping as well. Last one for the third row cross is small press or self-published. So read a book published by a small press or self-published, so it doesn't have to be in the big five publishing houses or Bloomsbury. And if it's formally self-published book has been picked up by a publisher, it only counts if you read it before it was picked up. And how more the book has under 100 ratings on Goodreads or written by a marginalized author. And I had to dig a little bit, go to recommendations and stuff like that, because I had no idea what to basically find and look for. And I found this book called The Many Shades of Midnight by C.M. Debble, and it's going to be part of my Harmo as well. So thank you for everyone to actually write down this actual author. So it's a fantasy book, and we'll see. I don't remember what it's about, but hopefully it's good. And also has not many ratings, so let's see. Maybe it might be a good hidden gem. So never know. Now we go to a fourth one, fourth row across. First one is Biopunk. Read a book that focuses on biotechnology and its consequences. Hard mode, there is no electricity-based technology. I have no idea what to read. It's not a type of it's not for me. I don't know what to read. I just left it blank, so I have no idea. Next one is Elves and or Dwarves. Read a book that features the classical fantasy archetypes of elves and or dwarves. They do not have to fit the classic tropes, but must be either named as elves and or dwarves or be easily identified as such. Hard mode, the main card is an elf and a dwarf. This I'm going to do the hard mode as well, because I'm finally going to read Beren and Luthien by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I can't wait. I always wanted to read this one. It's just so good, and I can't wait. Finally, I'm going to read again another book from J.R.R. Tolkien. And I only read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, but I've never read anything else from him, so it would be nice to read this one. And hopefully I will like it as well. And I think it's going to be the first time I'm going to read a J.R.R. Tolkien book in English, because I always read it in Italian, so we'll see how it's going to be, because usually classics I prefer to read it in Italian than in English, but we'll see. Next one is LGBTQIA protagonist. So read a book where main character is under this umbrella, and the hard mode, the character is marginalized on at least one additional axis, such as being a person of color, disabled, a member of an ethnic, religious, cultural minority in the story, and etc. And I'm gonna read Clash of Steel by C.B. Lee, because the protagonist is part of the LGBTQIA umbrella, plus umbrella. So yeah, I think it's gonna be just a standalone, this one, so that's good for me. Next one is 5 sci-fi fantasy short stories. So any short SFF story, as long as there are 5 of them. And I will read an entire SSF anthology or collection. I have no idea. I don't read short stories, so I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about it. I need to maybe dig in Reddit and see whoever is going to read anything of that and see. But at the moment, I have no idea. Last one is A Stranger in a Strange Land. So read a book that deals with being a foreigner in a new culture. The character, or characters or group, must be either visiting or moving in as a minority. Harmo, the main character, is an immigrant or refugee. So I think I'm gonna go with The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cromwell. It's not gonna be the hard mode. The thing is that I'm not sure, because it's a little bit difficult, because it's like, yeah, the Vikings arrived to Great Britain, and I'm not sure exactly how many there were, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. It might not be the right one. If not, I'm just gonna find something else for sure. But at the moment, that's the only thing that I thought about, so we'll see. Now we go to the last row, the 5th row across. So it's recycle a bingo square. Use a square from a previous year, from 2015 2020 to 2024, which actually ran on for a long time, and as long as it does not repeat one of the current card. Hard mode, not very clever of us, but do the hard mode for the original square. I decided to go to 2023, and the 2023 one was a young adult. I'm gonna do The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. Yep. I always wanted to read a Catherine Doyle book. I never read it, so first time, so we'll see if I really like it or not. Next one is a cozy sci-fi fantasy. So cozy is up to your preferences for what you find comforting, but the general typically feature relatable characters, low stake, minimal conflicts, and a happy ending. Hard mode, the author is new to you. So I decided to go to The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Dust. Hard mode as well, because I've never read anything from her. So yeah, I know that is really cozy, so we'll see. I mean, it might be more fantasy than sci-fi, but oh well. I think I'm gonna count it anyway, unless well, I've heard in recommendation people talking about this book, so we will see. We will see. If not, I'll change it. Anyway, I can always change these books. At the moment, this is what I kind of think at the moment right now. And sorry, I can see you. I can give you a little bit of a glare with my glasses, but oh well, that's a part of me wearing glasses. Because I can't even see anything. Literally. I could do it if I talk like that, but since I need to read, I need to have my glasses. Alright, last 3. So, generic title, read a book that has one or more of the following words in the title: blood, bone, broken cord, dark, shadow, songs, sword, throne, plural, disallowed. My god, so many books with these names. Harmo, the title contain more than one of the listed words. Contain at least one word and a color, number, or animal. And I decided to do Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. So I'm doing a hard mode. And I've never read anything from Leigh Bardugo. Literally. There's shadow, there's a bone, so perfect. This one is not a book. Do something new besides reading a book. Watch a TV show, play a game, learn how to summon a demon. Like this, you can do whatever you want. Just to be a movie that is new, or a game that is new, or a series that is new. And I'll see what I want to watch, but I have one in my mind, which is basically the Excalibur movie from the 1981 with Helen Mirren and Liam Neeson. I just want to see how it is, because actually I didn't know they were together many years ago, so it would be nice to see how they were. And I mean, I watched it, me and my boyfriend last night, we watched Damsel, and it's a fantasy movie, and I've never watched it before. It's actually pretty good on Netflix. Really good, I wasn't expecting it. Last one is Pirates. Read a book where characters engage in piracy. Hard mode, not a seafaring pirate. Well, I'm not going to do the hard mode one. I'm going to read The Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. I read already another book from Tricia Levenseller and I enjoyed it, so I want to see and continue how it is. But yeah, these are all the books that I'm thinking of reading in this kind of prompt. I might change, who knows. Also for the 2 or 3 that I'm not really sure, of course I'm gonna try and find something else, hopefully or not. But to be honest, a bingo you need to do at least a cross. right? So if I'm not gonna complete it all, who cares? But I would like to try complete it all. So we will see next year, because I'm gonna do like a wrap up next year at the 1st of April, or maybe around that time, and hopefully I will, you know, I will do it all. But anyway, I hope you like this video, and please let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Like and subscribe, everything is down below where you can find me elsewhere. And yeah, see you later. Bye, ciao.